So what do you think, when we're talking about the biggest mistakes that most investors make, what would you say would be the number one or two biggest mistakes they make?
I think most people, particularly because real estate, single-family, multifamily investing is so new, they get, whether it's analysis paralysis or just fear or uncertainty of what it really is or who's telling them the truth. And the biggest missed opportunity, I think the most money in real estate investing, honestly, is lost by people just not pulling the trigger on a deal and moving forward and trying to sort through it.
So when we're talking about this, you guys mentioned the inability to act. Well, I would definitely say there's a lot of people that say there's good reason for that, because there are a ton of people that lost their backside and all their money in real estate. So what do you say to those people that say, look, dude, I don't know about that. I think there's some really good concerns there.
I mean, I would say that's legitimate. I would say that any investment is not a guarantee. There's always going to be two sides to it. There's tons of extenuating circumstances, especially when you're talking about an investment like a house. This isn't a stock that you buy and you sit on and you hope the company performs. This is something where you have to manage a rehab project. There's a lot of variables that go into that. So when looking at that, knowing the nature of people, a lot of people who do lose money on these deals, they do so because they're making mistakes, whether that's that they're not using someone else's knowledge, and so they're stumbling into the same footholes that the other people fell into, something that most rehabbers would know, whether it's because they're mismanaging the project or they're over-rehabbing or under-rehabbing or that they just gave the contractor $20,000 on a $40,000 rehab. Mistakes that we see, that I see individuals make all the time, that don't necessarily have to be made if someone honestly does the due diligence, crosses their T's, dots their I's, measures twice, cuts once, goes and does the research and takes their time and properly manages this project as though it's a business like any other business. A lot of that can be alleviated.
So then, all these people without the support system, they don't know how to not do it on their own. They don't know what's happening out there. They like what they're hearing right now, but they're like, well, geez, great. Thanks a lot. So now what? How do they get plugged in, Mark, to people that can help them? Let's say they have money and they have the desire, but they don't have the skill.
Well, so I want to step back real quick and make one other comment. The other thing is, people talk about the fear of losing money in these deals real quickly. I guarantee you, I know Mike pretty well. I don't know Mike's first deal, but I can promise you in the first 3 deals Mike did, he did not make money on all those deals. The first 3 deals I did, there was a deal that was so sideways it would take me an hour to explain it to you, and it's a ridiculous situation. So it's one of those things where it's like riding a bike. You're going to fall off. You're going to make mistakes. That's why you have to have a margin for error. So as far as getting plugged in and trying to mitigate those mistakes, look to your investment groups like Flip Nerd, we have a North Texas Real Estate Investment Association, REIA. You have a lot of different investment groups that people can go to and talk. Go to the courthouse steps. Guys like me and Mike work at the courthouse steps all the time. There are people who are out there who will help you, and with the technology that we have out there today, it's not guaranteed, as nothing is, but much easier to vet the people that you're working with and find out if there is good or bad feedback on them. A guy like Mike who's buying 300 houses in a year or two, or myself who were buying, hundreds and hundreds of houses, if you're doing bad business by someone, it's going to be out there.
Mark, final word?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, listen, the best deal is always the deal that's not for sale. So I don't really care what's on the market. If there's deals on the market, we will look at those, but they're going to be combed over and picked over. The stuff that you want is the stuff that's not necessarily always available on the open market, or where there's some kind of a relationship or something to help you gain some leverage. And, people like myself, I mean, we go out and find these deals strictly for investors because it is so difficult to find them, and it is a full-time job. So if this is something you're looking to do, investing is an investment means or a secondary job, and then you're going to need the help of an outside wholesaler or flipper, because finding those deals is difficult. It's challenging, but there are plenty out there.
I got to tell you, my experience in working with hundreds of investors myself and homeowners over the years trying to get into that, it is right now almost impossible. You can do it, but you're going to be 2 days late and way short on what you can do if you don't have a team and experts like this that can help you. And they can do it, and they'll make you more money because they're going to help you get the deal and get it quicker and do it right. These professionals are worth the money and the split and all those things. Guys, get educated, do it right, do it with guys like these. Mark, thank you so much for being so generous with your time today.
Hey, thank you guys for having me back anytime.